To lead the learning function successfully, managers need different skills than their team members who design and facilitate the training program. Let me share an ice cream model with you that I've developed that identify the 3 essential areas where learning managers need to develop expertise. The first is learning and development. And it might seem a little bit obvious, but if the learning manager comes from the business, they won't have that background in learning and development. So that's the first scoop in my ice cream cone. The second is they need skills to be able to manage projects and programs on an ongoing basis. The third skill area that they need is in business acumen. And it's an ice cream model because business acumen is scalable. So at the top of the ice cream model, we have senior leaders, VPs, and their scope of business acumen that they need is quite broad because of their senior role in the organization. As you move down to director and manager role, and even as an individual contributor, you still need business acumen skills in order to understand the clients, the internal business partners that you're working with, but your scope of understanding is maybe narrower. So that's the ice cream model with the essential skills for learning and development managers. Let's look at the learning and development scoop and see how a manager's role differs from the instructional designers on their team. And I'd like to use 𝗵𝗵𝘁'𝘀 as the backdrop. The focus of this video, this part 2, is on the design phase of the 𝗵𝗵𝘁'𝘀 process. So what is the manager's role in the design phase? So overall, I think they have an important role to play in providing a design process and templates for their team to follow. What this does is it frees up the time for the designers that they don't have to reinvent what that high-level design looks like, for example, and it allows their headspace and their time to focus on some of the more creative elements in the course. From a manager's perspective, it frees up your time because the information, if you have, let's say, a team of 4 and designers working on 4 different courses, when they send you the high-level design and it's in the same format, it makes it easier for you to review that. You'll be able to focus on the content as opposed to the content plus figuring out how is the information presented to you. So it frees up your time so you can focus on more strategic things for your team as well. When you are reviewing that high-level design, you're going to be providing feedback in a few areas. First and foremost, what is the alignment between the course design and the business goals and the needs? And you would have identified that in the analysis phase and in the training business case that you created. You're going to make sure that there are performance outcomes and actionable learning objectives. You're going to look at, does the delivery approach ensure a consistency with kind of that preliminary cost in the business case that you outlined? So you thought it would look like something, and now that it's taking shape, is there still aligned, and is it still going to meet that budget that you laid out? You're going to look at the use of technology and if there's any opportunity to do something more sophisticated, or if this program warrants kind of a lower tech approach. And then the last thing is drawing on your business acumen and your knowledge of the business unit and the target audience. You're going to look at the applicability of the design and the specific learning activities with that target audience. So if you know that it's salespeople and they are going to be go, 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 and they want case studies and they want to apply, let's say, having kind of a slower pace and covering the rudimentary basics isn't going to fly so well. So making sure that you're applying that business lens to the design and how that course is taking shape. The instructional designer's role, obviously, is to create that high-level design based on the analysis that was completed. They're going to follow instructional design standards and best practices, and they're going to manage that review process with the different stakeholders and making sure that that design is meeting the business needs expectations. The deliverable, obviously, is a signed-off high-level design that you can then use to design the course itself.